everybody, this is Grandmaster Damian Lemos here for onlinechesslessons.net, and in this DVD we'll continue analyzing attacking games. I'll tell you how I think and hopefully this will help. For this introduction I chose a game played between Geller and Spassky, two well-known grandmasters. So let's get started. White opens the game with e4. We play the Sicilian defense. White plays knight f3 and we play d6. The most natural move in this position. The other move is e6, that would be the Paulsen Sicilian, and knight c6 is the alternative. So d6, d4, we have the open Sicilian now, knight c3, and the well-known Najdorf variation. The main idea when we play the Najdorf is to stop bishop b5 check. We can also consider playing e5 now, and he's not moving the knight. He's playing bishop b5 check. If we play knight bd7, then he plays knight f5, and he's attacking on d6. He's also dominating on d5. And if we play bishop d7, we happen to trade our best bishop. Therefore, white is better here. Our bishop is too passive, crashing into the pawn structure, and our d6 pawn is backwards. So that is the reason why we play a6 first. A lot of Najdorf players, they like playing with e5, so we have to stop this move. White plays the main line with bishop e5. This is the most aggressive one. And here he's also trying to break our pawn structure by taking on f6. I also like Bobby's Fischer favorite, bishop c4. This is putting a lot of pressure on f7, therefore black won't play e5. Then we have to deal with this. We have to play with e6. And then we are blocking this bishop's diagonal. After bishop e5, we also play e6. We don't want to play e5 because of the same thing. I mean, d5 is weak. And after playing e6, we protect our pawn structure. This is an old game, and white deviates from theory at this point, playing queen f3. I don't like this move much. Okay, he's trying to castle queenside. I understand that, but I don't think he's gonna take on f6. If he does, then he's favoring us. We are more than happy to get the bishop pair in this position. The main move nowadays is f4. White is trying to play e5 and he can play queen f3 next. But he's got pawns in front of the queen. He can also try doing a kingside attack. That is white's idea in Sicilian. He wants to advance his pawns as much as he can. So queen f3. Here black protects the knight with bishop e7. Yeah, this move is useful because we have to castle kingside. I'm not worried about this move. I mean, we can also consider knight bd7, and then we have the chance of playing knight e5. So I guess both moves are fine. White castles queenside, and I like this in-between move. Black plays queen c7, and let's try to understand why. Once he castles queenside, he's placing the rook on the same file as our queen. That means a move like e5 is possible. I mean, if we castle, then e5, and we are at risk. Here knight takes e6, knight c6, a lot of moves we have to consider. So yeah, when we play Sicilian, we have to be very careful with move orders when it comes to development too. Here he plays e4. The idea is correct. As white, I wish I had a pawn on f4 already, then my attack would be stronger. Here the queen is blocking white's attack. And before castling, another in-between move by black. And I also understand this in-between move. We have to take that diagonal as soon as possible. And we also know that e5 is not working because we play bishop b7. This in-between is well known in the Najdorf. In some variations we can also consider sacrificing the rook. Maybe something like this. We have to double check this, but this would be an example. We trap the queen. In some variations, rook h1 is also hanging. I like the fact we have bishop b7. So nice in between. And he plays rook to e1. It was also good to play bishop d3, just in case overprotecting the e4 pawn. And black is probably castling kingside, so having the bishop on this diagonal makes a lot of sense to me. Rook e1, maybe the idea behind rook e1 is taking on f6 followed by e5. And the drawback is clear. He's also offering his bishop pair, and bishop e5 happens to be his best bishop. We know bishop f1 is not doing much in this position. On the other hand, bishop e5 looks powerful. Black continues with the initiative. He continues creating threats. We have to be careful when we play like this because our development is not ideal yet. But if we castle, then we are giving white too many tempos to attack. Bishop b7, well, I like bishop b7, I would play it. Maybe this move helps white play bishop d3. And if we play b4, he's in a tough situation because knight a4, I don't think it's working. We know the knight is not well placed there. We can consider, we have a lot of ways of attacking it. And yeah, the same goes for knight b1. Terrible square for the knight, too passive. And when he plays knight e2, then we are blocking, well, his bishop is out of play. We know if he plays bishop e2 or bishop h3, the bishop is probably useless. So that is why we played before. Now we play bishop b7 and we win a tempo attacking the e4 pawn. Probably the only way to protect e4 is playing this. And here I see two possibilities. This is one of them, knight bd7 and knight e5. We see white couldn't create a successful attack, and I'm also checking this, I'm not sure. Because if knight takes, then I play bishop takes, e5 check. And we also have a pin here. And if after knight takes e4, if bishop takes, I'm just considering moving the knight somewhere. I'm not sure. Because even if we play this, he might try... I don't know, I mean, this is... everything is hanging. Yeah, maybe. Knight d7, knight e5 is good already, and I'm still considering this. Because we have a lot of moves. Knight takes e3, this move. I mean, we have to think about this too. Every single piece is hanging. It's tough to analyze. I would just go knight bd7, knight e5. He is here. He's full of weaknesses already. And we can also continue with a queenside attack. When you are not sure about a variation, then go for the safe line, like this, knight bd7. So instead of knight e3, which is the passive move, white decides to take. We take with the bishop. In some variations we can also take with the pawn. I don't think we have to destroy our pawn chain yet. There's no need. e5. And now the tough decision is for black. Should we play bishop e5? Should we take on d4? Should we play bishop e7 maybe? I mean, everything is possible. Well, maybe not bishop d8, but I think black understood that if he moves the bishop, then white, he speeds his attack up. h4, h5, maybe e6 at some point, and our defender on f6, the knight, is gone. So having the king in the center, we can't afford wasting too many tempos. Also, when we want to equalize in the opening, trading pieces off, it's a good idea. So we take, then he takes back, and knight d7. So far, we have to point out our king is still on e8. We haven't castled yet, and we play with knight d7, not knight c6, and let's see why. I know knight c6 is trading pieces off, but knight d7 we have much better chances. From c6 we can go to e5 and maybe a5. From here we have e5 and we also have c5. I think that is the main square, because then we are attacking on e4. Therefore he plays queen e2. See, he's trying to play this now. A bit late, I guess. He could have played f4 like 6 moves ago. And okay, the advantage I see when he plays queen e2 is the fact he is protecting the c4 square. I mean, knight e5, knight c4 is no longer working, and this is a variation that works to get his bishop f1. So we play knight c5. Here I wish I see a move like f3. That would be first stopping his kingside advance. He cannot play f4, and he's also blocking his own bishop. He plays bishop e2. Well, this is much better. And yeah, we eventually castle as black. I have the feeling our attack is stronger because we are arriving first. If white had a pawn on h5 and he's playing e6, then we are at risk because he's arriving first, he's attacking first. But here we have the initiative. He plays king b1. Well, he has to. He was on the same file as our queen, and when you castle queenside, it is recommended to play something like this to protect every single pawn. Well, a5 is probably the first move we consider in this position. However, he plays knight b5 and he wins a pawn. The other move is probably rook to c8, although we don't have a clear idea yet. I think we have to advance our queenside pawns. Therefore, we have to prepare a5. We have to make this a5 possible. That makes things easier for us. We have to protect d6. And we play rook f d8. Protecting d6, and I bet in some positions we can also play d5. That would be nice, because d5 is the free move in Sicilian, and we are also getting rid of his center. So he plays h4. We continue with a5. He plays h5. And if we play a4, he's gonna play e6. Probably e6 or h6. And he is opening the kingside, and he is also arriving first. Therefore, it is not easy for black to find a good move here. Bishop a6, then he moves queen e3, he plays queen e3, and then he continues with e6. We can't afford touching a kingside pawn. I mean, playing e6 is just helping him. He's glad to double up on the h file, while h6, we are not even considering this. So let's pay attention to how black plays here, because I think this is a good example of both attacking and defending at the same time. Black decides to play e5. I know we allow a move like this, but when he plays knight f5, then his knight is also far away from defense. I know he's attacking, but he's also far away from defense, so we have better options, and we also have some holes. We need a defender on the king side, so I really like this maneuver. The most important pawn in our position, the e7 pawn, is well protected by our knight, and if he plays e6 at some point, we can take with the f pawn, and suddenly our queen is also protecting or defending the king side. Here I would just take. I don't think it's a big deal. We can also play knight f4. It's not that easy for white. It's not like I play e6 and I win. after we play this, we have better resources. Therefore, he plays queen e4 first, preparing e6. But okay, there's not much we can do to stop it. He's gonna play it anyway. So playing rook c8, I would consider it. However, black plays a4. We have same idea, we are gonna play b3. That is what Spassky plays. And we can afford playing this because we still have the powerful knight on e6. Here he takes on b3, but if he plays this, we can take, although taking leaves our king a bit, a bit open. I would just play king h8, because after all, the h7 pawn is protecting our king. He can't sacrifice on h7. And if he takes on f7, we'll see something like this soon. If he takes, then we don't have to take with the queen yet, because he plays knight h6 and he traps the queen. Maybe the fact d6 is hanging also helps us find king f8. And suddenly our king is protected again. That position is pretty closed, and we still have the powerful defender on e6. So we play b3, he takes, we take, and here he has to play rook c1. Here we have a funny variation. If he plays a3, we have a famous mate here. We just deviate the b2 pawn, and then we mate him on a2. And if he takes, we can also try trapping his king in the corner. Another well-known maneuver. No way to stop rook a8. And of course he has to resign here. So rook c1. I'm not a big fan of playing b takes a2, because I know that after king a1 his king is well protected, but black saw a tactic. Despite the fact his king is safe now, at some point we can consider knight c5 plus knight b3, or knight d4 plus knight b3. We also have to be careful, because knight e6 is the only one protecting the e7 square. So this knight would be nice to mate him, and at the same time is defending. So we play queen d7, and he takes on f7. As we said before, if he takes here, I would just play king h8. No need of taking. This offers white extra chances. Here, for instance, we see some mating ideas, and after rook e8, guess what? Queen e6. We cannot take, because we get mated. This plus rook h1, and well, if we play king h8, I'm not really sure what's going on. I bet we have to be careful. I wouldn't play this if I have the chance of playing king h8. So white probably saw king h8 there. That is why he's taken on f7. We don't have to open that position. And after rook d1, he's attacking on d6. If we take on f7, he's gonna take the d6 pawn. and I don't feel rook a6 is the best move here. It is possible, but we are definitely losing the tempo. We are probably helping him if he plays bishop f1. We are passive. The only advantage we have here is the fact White's first rank is kind of weak. So that is what we have to attack. We play rook c8 and he cannot take on d6. If, for instance, he plays this, we have check and then we take the knight. And if he takes on c8 first, we take with the queen. Here we see a trap, a powerful one. If knight takes d6, here you can probably see we have knight c5 attacking the queen on e3. We also have the mate on b3. Only move is queen here. And even after this, we have queen e4. We know queen e3 was overloaded, so what we have to do is clear. We have to deviate the queen, and then we mate him. There's no way out here for white. So after rook takes, queen takes, he plays queen e3, and we take the lead. During all these moves, our knight on e6 was still guarding e7. I can't believe white can't improve in this position. And after rook e1, here comes... next move is not easy at all. Honestly, I wouldn't consider it. Spassky played king takes f7. When I first saw this game, I was amazed by this move. How could we possibly allow knight takes d6 check? I would probably play bishop c6 and I would try playing rook b8. And as the analysis say, this was probably winning for black too. King takes f7 is a deep move. Well, he can't attack our king much, and when he takes, then we play king e8. It's like we want a tempo. Now our king goes back to safety, and well, if he takes on b7, we are likely to mate him. He's not gonna take. I think he has to play knight f5 again, just to make sure we can't move. Just to make sure we won't move our knight. But he plays h6, missing this move, and now the rest should be easier. Because he can't stop losing a piece, I guess. That is what happens when you face a lot of pressure. Sooner or later you lose material or you miss a simple move. And we are talking about such a strong player like Geller. But yeah, at some point that happens. This h6, this was probably the clear mistake in this game. After knight f5, maybe king h8, but that position is still unclear. After this it's too easy. Problem is, his first rank is also weak. He cannot play in between moves. He plays f4, and I bet this is his last try. If we take, then he plays f5, and because of the mate, he is getting his piece back. But of course, after f4, we don't have to take on d6. We can just take on f4 first. Queen c3, we take, The e7 mate is well protected. So last moves. And well, here he plays rook d1. I believe this is a better try. It is not working though. We can just play queen a6, but I guess queen b8 or queen d2, they are even better. Here we try trading queens off, and if he takes the queen, we just run away with our rook. So here he plays rook d1, and instead of moving the queen, we're just giving him some counterplay based on rook d8 check. We just keep on trading pieces off. I really like this last move by Spassky. If he moves the queen, we can take on d1, and if he takes on d6, we trade queens off, and of course the rest it's too simple for us. Very nice game. Remember, when we are defending, trading pieces off is best. So quite a complicated game, a lot of tough decisions. So I hope this analysis was useful, and we'll continue analyzing in the next video. Thank you. This is Grandmaster Damian Lemos here for onlinechesslessons.net. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to receive more free chess videos from us, you can just click the subscribe button below. I would also highly recommend signing up for my free mail course, the 10 Grandmaster Secrets to Dominate Chess. During this exclusive course from onlinechesslessons.net, I'll share with you my own Grandmaster shortcuts to effective attacking, defending, and growth hacks to improving your chess without complicated books or memorization. So sign up by clicking the sidebar on the right, and I know you won't be disappointed. Once more, this is Damian for onlinechesslessons.net, and I'll see you in my videos. Thank you.